Caitlin Clark has set the all-time single-season assist record with 317 and counting.
It is wildly impressive, and there are even potentially more records to come.
Caitlin Clark just shattered the WNBA assist record, and her haters are losing it. You know what's crazier? Some people are trying to say it doesn't count, but let me tell you, the numbers don't lie. Clark's not just playing the game, she's changing it. You know what's crazier than Clark's assist record? The way some WNBA veterans are reacting to it. It's like they've seen a ghost, and that ghost is wearing number 22 for the Indiana Fever. Let's break down these numbers and see what all the fuss is about.
When you think about the assists, I've said this before, but
so Caitlin Clark broke the all-time assist record yesterday.
The facilitation that Caitlin Clark has, I think, is one of the more underrated skill sets.
Clark's assist game is off the charts. We're talking about 368 assists, averaging nearly 7 per game. That's insane for a rookie. But here's where it gets spicy. Some critics are saying, hold up, total assists aren't everything. They're pointing to players like Courtney Vandersloot, who holds the assists per game record at about 9.2. It's like comparing apples and oranges, right? But wait, there's more to this story.
Like, obviously, the Cheryl Swoops laughing at Caitlin Clark leading the league in assists. All-time scoring record in a tournament. Yes, Caitlin Clark played one more game than Cheryl Swoops, but she took less shots than Cheryl Swoops, so look at this. A higher career high than Cheryl Swoops.
Some old school players are bringing up legends like Cheryl Swoops. They're saying, back in my day, we didn't have these fancy stats. It's true, the game has changed a lot since Swoops was dominating the court. But does that mean we can't compare Clark to the greats? It's like trying to compare Michael Jordan to LeBron James. Different eras, different games. Here's the thing though, while everyone's arguing about stats and records, they're missing the real magic of Caitlin Clark. It's not just about the numbers, it's about how she plays the game. Her pace is like nothing we've seen before. She's not just fast, she's changing the entire rhythm of the game. It's like watching a chess master who's 3 moves ahead of everyone else.
Setting her teammates up for success, and that has boded well for the Indiana Fever.
When this happened, she was averaging close to 7 assists a game.
Think about it. Clark isn't just racking up assists, she's making everyone around her better. She's got this uncanny ability to find the open player, even when it looks like there's no way to make the pass. It's not just about the quantity of her assists, it's about the quality. Each one of those 368 assists is a piece of basketball art. And boy, are things different. Some players are so rattled by Clark's game, they're completely changing how they play. Ever heard of a pro athlete gunning for a triple single? That's the bizarre reality we're facing now.
Alyssa Thomas is like running in, she might have some layups and she'll make a pass. Like the last 3 games, 11, 12, 11 assists. And she is not really taking shots anymore. She's getting scarily close to the triple single stat.
Let's talk about Alyssa Thomas. She's been in the league for years, known for her all-around game. But lately, she's been laser focused on racking up assists. It's like she's trying to keep up with Clark's pace. But here's the kicker. Some critics are saying she's on the verge of a triple single. That's right, single-digit stats in 3 categories. In the WNBA, that's raising some serious eyebrows.
If you are Kennedy Carter, that was such a dumb take to me. That's on that because besides the 3-point shooting, what does she bring to the table? But the Kennedy Carter take, I actually think that this is the worst take.
But Thomas isn't the only one feeling the heat. Kennedy Carter's got some words for Clark, and they're not exactly friendly. Carter's questioning Clark's overall game, saying she's just a 3-point shooter. But here's the thing, this criticism might be more personal than professional.
The funniest thing is people are like, oh, Caitlin Clark elbowed Kennedy Carter. No, she didn't. And I get it. You were annoyed at Caitlin Clark. Why were you annoyed at Caitlin Clark? Because you cheap shotted her.
Remember that game where Clark accidentally elbowed Carter going for a rebound? Yeah, that happened, and it seems Carter hasn't forgotten.
Caitlin Clark did, however, beat someone's career high. Caitlin Clark's career high is higher than the career high of Cheryl Swoops. Caitlin Clark has now she's now officially scored more points in a game than Cheryl Swoops ever did.
Now let's talk about the old guard. Players like Cheryl Swoops are looking at Clark's success with some serious side-eye. It's like they're saying, back in my day, we didn't play like that. But is it fair to compare eras? The game's changed a lot since Swoops was dominating the court. Maybe it's not about better or worse, just different. You know what's wild? All this backlash, all this criticism, it's actually proof of how much Clark is shaking things up. Think about it. When was the last time you saw WNBA veterans getting this worked up over a rookie? It's like Clark walked into the league and said, things are gonna be different now. And different they are. Clark's not just breaking records, she's forcing the entire league to evolve. Players are changing their games, strategies are being rethought, and everyone's talking about women's basketball. That's the power of a true game changer. You've seen how Clark's shaking things up, but here's the real kicker. Her pace is so insane, it's making veteran players look like they're moving in slow motion. Think that's an exaggeration? Wait until you see how her speed is forcing entire teams to overhaul their defense. Let's talk about Clark's game for a second. This girl isn't just fast, she's changing the entire rhythm of basketball. Imagine a player who's always 3 steps ahead, making passes that shouldn't be possible. That's Clark on the court. She's not just playing the game, she's redefining it. You know what's wild? Clark's pace is so different from traditional WNBA strategies. It's like she's playing a whole different sport. 1 minute, you're watching a normal game, and the next, Clark's zooming across the court, creating opportunities out of thin air. It's not just about her speed, it's about how she uses it to outsmart everyone else. But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark's not just changing how she plays, she's forcing everyone else to change too. Other teams are scrambling to keep up. They're rethinking their entire defense, trying to figure out how to slow her down. It's like watching a chess match where one player suddenly starts moving at warp speed. And you know what? It's working. Clark's style is attracting new fans to the WNBA like crazy. People who've never given women's basketball a second look are suddenly tuning in. Why? Because Clark's making the game exciting in a way it's never been before. She's challenging those old perceptions of women's basketball being slow or boring. With Clark on the court, it's anything but. There's this quote that sums it up perfectly. What Caitlin Clark is best at isn't the three-point shooting. It's the pace, and that is the biggest factor for Caitlin Clark's success.
What Caitlin Clark is best at is the pace. It is the pace, and that is the biggest factor for Caitlin Clark's success. What Caitlin Clark is best at isn't the three-point shooting. It isn't even the passing.
That's the key right there. It's not just about her scoring, it's about how she's changing the entire flow of the game. Think about it. When was the last time a rookie came into the league and made such a big splash? Clark's not just breaking records, she's inspiring a whole new generation of players. Young girls watching her play are thinking, I want to play like that. She's showing them that there's no limit to what they can do on the court. Sure, some veterans might be grumbling, but you know what? That's how you know Clark's doing something right. She's pushing the sport forward, challenging the old ways of doing things. And in the end, that's good for everyone. It's making the game more exciting, more competitive, and more popular than ever.